Yo, what's good, my fellow seekers of divine dankness? Welcome back to Stoned Bible Study, where we blaze through the good book with a vibe so chill it'd make Moses spark up at the burning bush. Today, we're diving into the trippy world of mandrakes, the OG love potion, fertility booster, and maybe even ancient anesthesia. So spark up that holy incense, and let's get biblical with some Dudame drama. Alright, let's set the scene. Genesis 30. We're in the middle of a straight-up biblical reality show. Jacob's got two wives, Leah and Rachel, and they're in a baby-making competition, fiercer than a Real Housewives reunion. Enter Reuben, Leah's kid, who's out in the fields, and stumbles upon some mandrakes. These ain't your grandma's carrots, fam. The Hebrew word here is dudame, which means love apples. Sounds sexy, right? These bad boys were like the ancient Viagra, believed to make you fertile and frisky. So Rachel, who's desperate for kids, sees Leah with these mandrakes and is like, yo, sis, hook me up. Leah's not having it. She's like, you already got Jacob's love, and now you want my magic roots? But Rachel's got game. She trades a night with Jacob for those mandrakes. Man, that's some high-stakes bartering. Imagine trading your man for some funky-looking potatoes. Respect the hustle, Rachel. Okay, now let's get spicy. Song of Solomon 7:13 is like the Bible's version of a sexy R&B track. Picture this: the lovers are vibing, talking about mandrakes, giving off a fragrance and choice fruits over their doors. This is straight up biblical thirst poetry. Why are mandrakes so sexy here? Well, dudame comes from the Hebrew dod, meaning beloved. These roots were the ancient equivalent of a candlelit dinner in a Marvin Gaye playlist. And that smell? Probably those trippy alkaloids, scopolamine, atropine, making you feel all woozy and lovey-dovey, or, mildly hallucinating. Tomato. Let's talk botany, my dudes. Mandrake, or Mandragora officinarum, is this gnarly plant from the nightshade family. It's got broad leaves, funky purple flowers, and a root that looks like a tiny, grumpy wizard. This thing's got alkaloids, hyoscyamine, scopolamine, atropine, that'll knock you out or make you see flying camels trippy. Ancient Greeks and Romans used it as anesthesia for surgeries. Like, hey, you're getting your leg chopped off, chew this root and chill. But here's the kicker: too much mandrake and you're not waking up. It's like the Bible's version of don't overdo the edibles. Ancient docs like Hippocrates and Dioscorides were all about it, but they knew it was risky business. One wrong dose and you're meeting the big guy upstairs way too soon. Now, let's get to the wildest part. Harvesting mandrakes. Ancient folks were terrified of this plant. Why? Because it was supposedly cursed. Flavius Josephus, a 1st century Jewish historian, wrote about this glow-in-the-dark mandrake called Baras near the Dead Sea. He's like, dig a trench, tie a dog to the root, run away and let the dog yank it out. Why the dog? 'Cause the plant's so deadly it might kill you by the Middle Ages. This got nuts. People thought mandrakes screamed when you pulled them out, like a horror movie banshee. They would draw circles with a sword, plug their ears with wax, then use a starved dog to do the dirty work. Bro, that's some Harry Potter level chaos. And get this, Josephus even said you could pour human secretions on it to calm it down. I'm not saying it was pee or period blood, but yeah, it probably was. So, what's the deal with mandrakes in the Bible? In Genesis, they're like a fertility power bar, practical, valuable, and part of Rachel and Leah's baby-making drama. In Song of Solomon, they're all about that sensual, lovey-dovey vibe. But here's where it gets deep, fam. Mandrakes show us how ancient people mixed faith, nature, and a little bit of magic. They believed God's creation had power, whether it was getting you pregnant or getting you high. Maybe both. Theology lesson: God's world is wild, man. Plants like mandrake remind us that creation is full of mystery, beauty, and a little danger. It's like God said, here's a root that'll make you feel things, but don't be dumb about it. Wisdom, people, use it. Alright, my stone scholars, that's the scoop on mandrakes. From biblical baby deals to screaming roots and ancient anesthesia, this plant is a straight-up legend. Next time you're out in the fields, keep an eye out for some dudame, but maybe don't tie your dog to it. If you dug this vibe, smash that like button, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, would you trade a night with your boo for some magic roots? Until next time, stay chill, stay curious, and keep seeking that divine high. Peace out.